How you doing? The good captain here, Captain's Custom Works and CKW Studios, and today we are going to make ourselves a little observatory out of primarily recycled materials and trash. You can see I'm using some empty tape spools there and some corrugated cardboard. Got some cardboard and some foam for brick making and landscaping there. And right now we are figuring out what the layout for the edges of our building is going to be. So we can cut that right out. There's the underside of the tower for the tower portion of the building, which goes in the corner right there, as you can see. Reinforcing all the corners thoroughly. I'm putting a little tiny roof on top, which is fun. Got space for the tower, you can see straight down there. Now I'm cutting some, well, not only making a door, but also laying out where all the accent pieces are going to go. We're going to use some of this pink foam to make some Tudor style beams and bracing, as well as making some very natural looking rock formations around the base of the tower there, which kind of gives the feel that this tower was built upon the rocks or something fun like that. There, I'm also using it for the beams surrounding the bottom of the tower, as well as the bricks which are going to go up the tower and anywhere else we need bricks. And bricks are a lot of work, but honestly, I find them to be a good time. Once they're all made, putting them on is the fun part. Look at that, all foamed up. Now we're gonna put some glue and sand in there to create the kind of plaster render walls for the Tudor style. Have a coffee and a snack, which is absolutely necessary. And now I am laying out the roof pieces for the tower, which first I'm going to make an underlying roof structure which intersects like that. And we're going to make a circle of cardboard and cut wedge out into a roof cone. And look at that, there we got our roof. Outstanding. Pops right on there. We're going to do a little better than that later, honestly, but it sits on there nicely. Now it looks like we're making some shingles out of more recycled cardboard. Those are going to go on the tower roof and also the little roof below, on the building part of the observatory. And then just using a fairly blunt pencil, pressing in some detail, making some wood grain for timber posts and beams. And it can be pretty exaggerated. I mean, this is a very small scale, so now it's time to seal everything in with that mix of Mod Podge and black paint on this one. Doing the roof tiles. While we're waiting for the interior to dry, we want everything well sealed. Now I'm making a floor for the tower, which is going to have a small trap door in it, as you can see with the small square. Pressing some nails and details into the, this time, cardboard boards. Just using the point of a drawing compass. And making some hinges for the front door and for our trap door to the tower. Using some toothpicks and some little strips of cardboard wrapped around. felt compelled to make a ladder. Using some wooden skewers and some wooden toothpicks. Just drilling some holes in them, cutting them to length, sticking toothpicks through, and there you go. Made it purposefully a little wider at the bottom. Felt nice and a little kind of cartoony to me, fit the fantasy vibe. We got everything sealed up. Now I'm going to put some interior of the tower here. I decided I wanted that to have more texture. And putting some plaster around all the bricks that we just sealed. Now I'm gluing some nails into the bottom of the corrugated cardboard of the building, just to make sure it's nice and bottom heavy and give it stability. It's getting some more sand render and some rocks down there as well, so hopefully it'll stand nice and sturdy. Those rocks go all around. That's where the tower is in there. And now I am salvaging some magnets from some magnetic boxes that are recycled. And I'm going to glue those into the tower, just like that. Magnet lid. Time for painting everything. Going to do some green inside. And what looks like some very bold choices on the bricks and the timber outside. But this is going to get knocked way down once we start doing our dry brushing and detailing. Just like this roof here. Looks pretty bright purple. That's going to get toned down. Look how this is a mid-tone of dry brushing over the bricks. Already blended together much better. Now we're going to put the first layer of more of an overbrush on the roof shingles, roof tiles, whatever you want to call them. And go ahead with a lighter shade even. Look at that, all over those bricks. Now from a distance, it just looks like gray bricks. But up close, it looks like different stones all put together. And toning down the wooden timbers and all. Adding some metallic highlights to the roof cap and to the hardware. Just using some paint markers for that. And now I made a wash with some tiny bit of liquid dish soap. Some black paint and a good amount of water. This will seep into all the crevices. Give a nice antique finish. And then my favorite part, the mossing. I got a paste made of synthetic moss. Just some flocking there and PVA glue. And once that's dried, we're going to seal the whole thing up with some more Mod Podge. A little bit watered down, but we want this nice and sealed and sturdy. And this is a gift. We want it to last forever. Look at that Mod Podge all over the roof, all over the building. And then the piece de resistance. Teeny tiny telescope. And it's going to go inside the little tower. Isn't that freaking adorable? Speaking of, this is a 20th anniversary present for my beautiful wife, which indicates that I am several years behind on editing. There's some more of that awesome telescope. I swear that's my favorite part. Look at that. And there it is, all finished up. I am very, very happy with how it turned out. Yeah. Look at that outside. There's doors and trapdoors. Roofs and ceilings. That's the good stuff. Get the stone behind of that tower there. I love how that turned out. All that moss. There's the little telescopes in there. I love how chunky and cartoony the telescope is, so you can see it through all the windows. This is delightful. Yeah, that is awesome. Super happy with that. My wife was super happy with it as a gift. I was very pleased. And thank all of you folks for hanging out and watching with us and seeing a little bit about how I made this fun observatory miniature. And you can make something cool too from recycled materials if you want to. Oh yeah. Looks like rocks. That is awesome. Well, thanks again so much for watching, and hopefully we will see you real soon. Much love. Oh, a magnet lid. I love that magnet lid. Yeah. Much love to you all. Thanks for hanging out.